Hello, welcome to BoardgameNinja. My name is Ninja and I will be taking you through the card game The Crew. In The Crew, you are on your way to find the rumored 9th planet in our solar system. This journey takes you through 50 short missions. The Crew is a trick-taking game and for each mission you will all need to work together and play your cards in such a way that you meet the victory conditions for that mission. The Crew works best for 3 to 5 players with special adjustments for 5-player games in the higher missions. There's also a rule set for a 2-player game. The 50 missions that make up the journey become increasingly harder. Mind you, the distribution of the cards among the players is a big factor in how difficult a mission really is. The same mission becomes a lot harder when the cards are distributed in a certain way. One mission takes about 20 minutes on average, with the earlier missions being easier and faster to complete, and the later missions a lot more difficult and sometimes taking around 30 minutes to complete. The game contains task cards and a deck of colored cards with which you actually play. 4 sets of numbered cards from 1 to 9 in 4 different colors, plus 4 black rocket cards. It is good to know that each color is accompanied by an icon, so this game also works for colorblind folks and when there's not a lot of light available. You start by dealing all the color cards. The player with the rocket card 4 is the commander and starting player for this round. The mission dictates the number of task cards to be laid open on the table and other conditions that apply. Every player gets a radio communication token and you put the distress token face up on the table. You're ready to play! The game starts by reading out the current mission and setting the conditions for a successful completion. These conditions may be a particular trick that a certain player must take, a specific order of tricks, or a specific card that needs to land with a specific player. The conditions are marked with the smaller task cards and these tokens. We will come back to these in a bit. Most of the time, starting with the commander, each player chooses a task card they will have to fulfill. For example, the 10th mission requires 4 task cards. Each player chooses in clockwise order a card until all the tasks have been assigned. For instance, this task means that you need to collect the green 3 in a trick you take. You need to make sure, together, that nobody else lands this green 3. This all sounds fine and doable, but there's a catch. You are not allowed to talk to other players about the cards in your hand, nor to show them. There's one exception. Once per mission, a player may place one of their cards face open in front of them and use these tokens to signal information to their fellow crewmen. Placing the token at the top of the card means this is my highest card of this color. Placing the token at the bottom of the card means this is my lowest card of this color. Placing the token in the middle of the card means this is my only card of this color. You are not allowed to signal information about rocket cards. To make sure you won't forget that you have a card open on the table, you add a placeholder card in your hand instead. The starting player plays a card from their hand and determines the leading color. All other players must play a card of the same color if possible. The player who plays the highest card takes the trick and starts the new round. You can only play a card of a different color if you do not have a card that matches the leading color of the round. The black rocket cards are trumps. They take every trick, but you can only play them as the starting card for the round or if you don't have cards to match the leading color. Like with the other colors, when someone starts with a black rocket card, the other players must follow suit when possible. As you progress through the missions, additional victory conditions and restrictions begin to apply. Numbers indicate the order in which the trick should be taken, and these tokens tell you that one trick should be taken before another. These restrictions are printed alongside the missions in the book. This one indicates the communication is limited. You can display one of your cards, but not if it's the highest, the lowest, or the only one of its color. And this one tells you that no communication whatsoever takes place. No open cards on the table. There are also 2 conditions in which the commander, the starting player, gets responsibilities. This one means that commander distributes the task among the crew members. This one means that the commander gives all of the tasks to one player of their choosing. The distress call token can be used at the start of the mission. if any of the players thinks that the mission will be particularly hard with the current distribution of cards. When played, you can all give one of your cards to your neighbour, left or right, the group decides, before you play. As soon as you meet the conditions to complete the mission, the game ends and your mission is a success. Well done! You can now move on to the next mission. If, however, it is no longer possible to meet the conditions to complete the mission, you have failed. Then there's nothing to it but to start over again. It is always nice to have a good trick-taking game in your collection. The crew makes it interesting by adding intensive collaboration without using words. The theme of being a joint journey in space adds to the experience. The missions become more difficult to complete as you progress, but as you grow into the game together, you, hopefully, become increasingly good at collaboration and figuring out how to complete the missions. The fact that the crew is language independent makes it particularly suitable for an international group of people, or just people who don't want to spend their game time reading cards. We had a good time playing the crew and trying to complete the missions, which did not always work out in one go. But then there's always a next time until you get it right. There's probably a life lesson in there. It does matter a great deal how the cards are dealt, which is probably another life lesson. Anyway, it means that replaying a mission is different every time and the challenge does not get boring. Well, tell us what you think of the crew and share your own experience and comments below. Until next time on BoardgameNinja.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel.